lines never fail to make us laugh.
That really hurt.
No matter how many times we hear them.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest movie quotes of the 1990s.
Oh man, this is like group therapy or something.
For this list, we're taking a look at the most hilarious quotes from 90s movies that have had the most staying power.
Listen, pet dick. How would you like me to make your life a living hell?
Well, I'm not really ready for a relationship, Lois, but thank you for asking.
These jokes must be funny without context, and not simply because of a visual gag or excellent delivery. And they don't have to be featured in comedy movies.
I can write a hit play, why can't I have a little drink to unwind myself?
This is part of a series of videos spanning the decades. Number 10. Pieces of shit for breakfast, Happy Gilmore.
You're gonna beat me? At golf? Oh, you're on.
Shooter McGavin easily could have been a killjoy villain devoid of any humor. Yet he actually scores several memorable lines in Happy Gilmore. Most notably, this hilarious exchange with his rival.
You're in big trouble though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
Although Shooter thinks he's bested Happy with a threatening one-liner about his usual morning routine, our hero strikes right back by flipping his opponent's words upside down.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
What's even funnier than Happy's comeback is Shooter's dumbstruck reaction like a deer caught in the headlights. It's the most priceless retort this side of the price is wrong, bitch.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Number 9. One-Eyed Snake, American Pie.
I used to call it stroking the salami. Yeah, pounding the old bud.
The dialogue between Jim and Mr. Levinstein makes for some of the most uproariously awkward father-son conversations you'll ever hear.
I never did it with baked goods.
Part of what makes their chats especially painful is that Jim's dad is so boundlessly understanding, as demonstrated in his response to his son pleasuring himself with a pie.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
He's not afraid to talk about anything, including Uncle Mort's obsession with petting his one-eyed snake.
But your Uncle Mort, he pets the one-eyed snake 5-6 times a day.
Having the birds and the bees talk is always an unbearably uncomfortable experience, but this particular line elevates their interaction to new levels of embarrassment and comedy.
It's like practice for the big game.
Number 8. Does this suit make me look fat? Tommy Boy.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.
Chris Farley plus David Spade was an equation for buddy comedy gold in the 90s, as they played off each other to perfection.
Try an association, like, let's say the average person uses 10% of their brain. How much do you use? 1.5%.
Tommy Boy is often considered their finest pairing, with Farley's lovable ineptness being complemented by Spade's quick-witted sarcasm.
The rest is clogged with malted hops and bong resin.
Mind you, complimented probably isn't the right word to describe their dynamic, as almost everything Spade says to Farley is an insult, direct or otherwise.
It's nice to see you again, Mr. Insult.
The sharpest exchange between the two occurs as a self-conscious Tommy questions his appearance, leaving Spade's Richard to concisely address Tommy's concerns.
Hey, does this suit make me look fat?
No. Your face does.
Number 7. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. You never know what's gonna come out of Ace Ventura's mouth. Or his butt, as the case may be.
What's the matter, Emilio? Afraid I'll make a steak?
Whatever he says, however, it's bound to put us in stitches. Take this classic line, for instance, as Ace explores the scene of a crime.
Is that the tank? Excuse me.
Although the situation is far from perilous, he still feels compelled to give the others instructions if he doesn't return in a timely manner. As always, the pet detective plays with our expectations.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Taking a stock cliche line and putting his trademark inexplicably silly spin on it.
I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power.
Number 6. I thought I had mono once for an entire year. Wayne's World.
My name is Wayne, and this is Garth.
Wayne Campbell may be immature, he may be a bit of a slacker, and he may have an extensive collection of name tags and hairnets. But he's much more clever than he looks.
Excellent.
This brilliantly crafted line is a testament to Wayne's unmatched wit, as he reflects on his year-long brush with infectious mononucleosis.
You look excellent.
Thanks. I've been so busy lately with my band, I've been going shithouse. Thought I was getting meningitis.
It turns out that the Schwingster's self-diagnosis may have been off. Whether it's a true story or flirty fluff, who knows? But the fact that Cassandra laughs at Campbell's comment is a sure sign she's a keeper.
You know, I thought I had mono once for an entire year. Turned out I was just really bored.
Number 5. Compensate for smaller genitals, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Doubtfire.
I beg your pardon?
Doubtfire, dear? Mrs. Doubtfire.
Being a king of one-liners, Robin Williams had to appear on this list. Throughout the 90s, his comedic genius was arguably best represented in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Bit of a going down payment, huh?
Excuse me?
I know, dear. Sink the sub. Hide the weasel, park the porpoise.
While Daniel Hillard's sex conversation with his ex-wife as the Scottish housekeeper has top 10 potential, it's this line that kills us every time.
Oh, dear. Well, they say a man who has to buy a big car like that's trying to compensate for smaller genitals, is he?
Having trouble coming to grips with the notion of his ex dating, Mrs. Doubtfire removed the hood ornament from the competition's Mercedes. To add insult to injury, Doubtfire uses the opportunity to hit Stu with a below-the-belt jest.
But not your case, because I see that you're a strapping lad, aren't you?
Lovely to meet you.
You too, dear.
Number 4. The Judgment, Billy Madison.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
Although we came close to awarding this spot to a certain pants-peeing line, we simply could not deny one of the funniest insults of all time a place on this list.
Nip-high football rules!
Subsequent to giving a passionate, powerful speech that results in resounding applause, Billy Madison is brought back down to reality by the principal's judgment.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
He doesn't just tell Billy that his answer is wrong. He flat out condemns Billy's words in the most mortifying, long-winded, and side-splittingly straight-faced way possible.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
It may be harsh, but in light of Sandler's more recent films, the criticism is well earned.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Number 3. I get older, they stay the same age. Dazed and confused.
You got a joint?
No, not on me, man.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Up until The McConaissance, this line was easily Matthew McConaughey's greatest contribution to the art of cinema. In Dazed and Confused, McConaughey plays David Wooderson, a 20-something who still hangs out with high school teenagers.
You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
Although he may be getting on in years, Wooderson is eternally young at heart. We'll just overlook the fact that his shallow lifestyle is likely to land him in jail one day. In this scene, the laid-back hippie shares his philosophy on high school girls.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Yes, they do.
Aside from ha ha ha, all you can say to that is, all right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right.
Number 2, totally redeem yourself. Dumb and Dumber. It takes truly ingenious filmmakers to conceive dialogue that's so stupid and yet so smart at the same time. And the Farrelly brothers nail it. Dumb and Dumber is a model example, dishing out one big laugh after another.
Hey, I guess they're right. Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
While Lloyd's inadvertently insulting comment towards senior citizens is one of his dumber moments, he proves himself even dumber when he trades the shaggin' wagon for a dinky moped.
Where did you find that?
Some kid back in town traded the van for it straight up.
Then, just when it looks like Harry is going to prove himself slightly more intelligent than his companion, he delivers the film's absolute best line.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
Before we crack up at our top pick, Here are some honorable mentions.
Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
Good one.
Am I right or am I right or am I right? Right.
Ned, I would love to stand here and talk with you, but I'm not going to. See you.
I like your nurse's uniform, guy.
These are OR scrubs.
Oh, are they?
Like a midget at a urinal, I was going to have to stay on my toes.
You get the motor, you keep your money. And I'll get your baby.
Number 1. Bigger titties than you do. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
Nearly everything that emanates out of this fat bastard is a riot. He has just too many quotable lines to count.
I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body. Oh, yeah.
His defining moment, however, has to be in this classic scene from The Spy Who Shagged Me, as he lets out why he's so unhappy on the outside and the inside.
Of course I'm no happy. Look at me, I'm a big fat slob.
Although we're supposed to feel sorry for him about his ample bosom, multiple chins, and a DOA Johnson, all we can do is bust a gut at his misery.
I've got bigger titties than you do. I've got more chins than a Chinese phone book. I've not seen my willy in 2 years, which is long enough to declare legally dead.
And what better way to cap off the funniest line of the 90s than with a wholesome, down-home, good old-fashioned fart.
Oh, God. Sorry, I farted.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the funniest quote of the 90s?
Well, how the hell did you get the beans above the frying? I mean,
I don't know. It wasn't like it was a well-thought-out plan.
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I want to see what happens in the 70s and the 80s.
The 70s and the 80s? You're not missing anything. I looked into it. There's a gas shortage and a flock of seagulls. That's about it.